all live in this world, and we are all a strand of life in the whole web of life. And whatever we do to one strand, we affect the other strands within that web of life. And certainly when we look at what we do with the water today and how we treat it or how we don't treat it, there's two differences there. There's water treatment, but there's also a non-treatment. And if we just sit by idly and do nothing, then what are we telling our grandchildren? What kind of message are we sending?
Watershed is 1 million square kilometers, 4 states, 4 provinces.
20 years ago, it wasn't obvious that we had major sustainable development issues in our own backyard.
We have to have all those 6.6 million people behind us to turn this around. We've got to work together is basically what it's all about.
A lot of people are really struggling to get enough clean water day to day. We have an incredible gift here. We have the most precious natural resource that a country could have, that a province could have.
Reasons why we need Lake Winnipeg healthy. First of all, it's the major recharge zone for the aquifer that covers eastern Manitoba, the Inner Lake, and even into the Westman area. So we need to keep the entire basin healthy, which includes Lake Winnipeg, Lake Manitoba, Lake St. Martin, and the Red and the Assiniboine rivers. The second issue that we need to keep in mind is that it is a large economic driver for the province of Manitoba. We have over 1,200 commercial fishers just on Lake Winnipeg alone. And over 2/3 of those are Aboriginal fishers, and this is how they make their livelihood. And then the third part is that Lake Winnipeg is also a huge tourism attraction with all the great beaches that we see in the East Beach areas, even up along Lake Winnipeg Beach and Gimli. Those are fantastic beaches, and people want to be able to go out there, enjoy themselves, support those local communities, go out and do some sport fishing, water skiing, and just pleasure boating. And so those are important issues for people that enjoy it and make use of the lake. I know my family, we love to go out to the beach, and we want to make sure that our families are healthy when they are entering the water and not dealing with all this algae and possible toxicity, and also the problems with some of the E. coli scares that we're seeing as well.
We have a rather unique situation where the Red River flows north. Most rivers in North America flow south, but we have a river that flows north. We have the Saskatchewan River and the Assiniboine River, which joins the Red River that flows from west to east. So when we talk about cleaning up Lake Winnipeg, we have to make sure we're talking about the dishwashers in Calgary. We're talking about low flush toilets in Fargo. We're talking about what folks do at the lake in Lake of the Woods, because it all flows into that body that we love and cherish so much in Manitoba, Lake Winnipeg.
There are a couple of problems. One is related to water quality, one is related to too much water from excess runoff from the land and the watershed basin. So what happens in the Red River Basin is as water accumulates in the spring and during summer rains and wet cycles like we're in now, it moves north into Lake Winnipeg, and as it does, it picks up soil as it moves across the land, either in rural or urban settings, and a lot of times as it does that, it'll pick up nutrients like phosphorus, carry that along with the soil particles. They'll settle in the bottom of the lake in the sediment in the water column, and then they're there for algae, and that's part of what's causing the algae blooms.
The real effect that this excess algae has on the lake happens when the algae die and they sink to the bottom and they rot on the bottom of the lake. And this process uses up oxygen in the water, oxygen that's necessary for the creatures that live in the water. And that's how it can choke the lake in a sense from the bottom up. So the solution to the problem, of course, is that we have to stop our input of nutrients in the best way we possibly can by using products that are low or don't have any of these nutrients in them, by treating our sewage, by best agricultural practices and other things. And we have to continue to monitor the lake to see if in fact this is having the desired effect.
Whether we use phosphorus detergents, how much fertilizer we apply on our lawns, our parks and golf courses and other recreational outdoor facilities use a lot of different fertilizers. And of course there is the agricultural, industrial and municipal activities that happen. So we have to do a better job in water treatment and wastewater management. We have to do a better job in looking at how we regulate and manage farm practices.
I think our industry is well positioned to take responsibility for the areas where we can improve, but we want to share that responsibility with all contributors, and we need to have our regulators look at the entire situation and not just agriculture.
This is a wake-up call for all of us to pay more attention to the environment that we live in. This problem didn't happen overnight. It's probably taken, with the information we have, the last 50 years to develop to the extent that it has right now. So the take-home message there is, certainly we're all busy in our day-to-day activities, but we have to stop on a regular basis and say, what are our activities doing to the environment that we live in?
Think about this, that what we put down our sinks and toilets eventually does end up in the ocean, and we're in the prairies. That's phenomenal. As local government, giving consideration on how large the watershed is, we need to all come together on this page. Lake friendly is an identity which is easily picked up by anybody.
People can very easily be empowered once we give them the information. It's very important for us to explain to people that there's things we can do every day in our lives at home and at work that will make a very big difference.
If we know that we can go to the store and look for this simple logo, which clearly indicates that it is a lake-friendly product, it is easy for all of us to make a decision.
The value of the lake-friendly label is it allows consumers very, very quickly to take a look at a product and see, in fact, that that product is low or it doesn't have any of the nutrients in it, which is the right choice. And people need to know that this is what's causing the problem, and they have a responsibility to do something about it.
All businesses want to do the right thing, and it's a matter of education and awareness, recognizing that these cleaners exist, that they're effective, that they're readily available and cost effective. That's the information that we need to get out to other businesses. Once that happens, it's a snowball effect. Everybody will start using this, and we'll start to see a real benefit to Lake Winnipeg as a result of everyone working at this problem together.
If we engage students, engage young people, they'll just naturally take it home, and their parents will be dragged along whether they like it or not. And as you know, our whole lake-friendly program, especially the logo and all that, started at the school level, and it really engaged kids.
It means a lot to me because it's something that I can support, because I find the lake really important now, because a lot of our everyday uses are with the lake, whether it's swimming to drinking water. And so we have to protect that, because otherwise that's one large water source that we lose.
I'm seeing a lot more people, a lot more concerned about the lake, and I think that's the biggest change. It's very encouraging.
It's going to take time to reduce that trend, but every year we're learning more and we're doing more. And eventually we'll be able to reverse the trend, and we would really like to see the lake return to the beautiful state that it was in the 1970s.
There was this understanding across a wide spectrum of stakeholders that it's not going to go away anytime soon. We are all in it together, but we can transform this into a very positive story, and there is an approach which brings everyone into a solution strategy.
Whatever happens to me now, I've got nothing to lose. What I have is a little guy, 2 years old, still growing up, who's going to maybe be a fisherman someday, and I want him to be able to walk this spring or this summer into the water with his feet up to his knees and yelling and saying, "Wee," instead of running his mother, dragging him away because it's full of algae. Is that how we want to live?
Lake friendly is a way of being. It's a way of thinking about our actions on the earth, our actions and how they affect our water. Being lake friendly can be from purchasing products that are less environmentally harmful, products that are Eco-Logo certified. Being lake friendly can be protecting your wetlands, restoring natural shorelines. Being lake friendly can be about choosing not to use a product that you know may end up in the lake. Lake friendly is about engaging individuals. It's about giving people the confidence to know that what they do matters. As 6.5 million of us living in this great watershed, we all have to participate in this task before us if we're going to protect our lakes, rivers, and streams and ensure we have fresh, clean water for our future.
That spirituality is becoming awake now. A lot of our elders are not afraid to talk, and a lot of the leaders today that are leading are not afraid to talk. And I'm one of those leaders. I'm certainly going to exercise my leadership, and certainly going to exercise the knowledge that was transferred to me by the elders, and as well spiritually, and be able to openly talk about it as a person. I don't have to be talking as a First Nation person, but as a human being that has a love for his mother and has a love for our great-grandchildren, but moreover has a love and is responsible today on what we're going to leave tomorrow for our great-grandchildren.